What's up, everybody? This is Dave from The Selling Point, and today we're going to be doing a review of Monday Night Raw from the 11th of July 2016. So, to kick things off, I was hoping that this show would be better than the travesty that was the 4th of July show. That was just absolutely horrible, and thankfully it was, and we'll get into it now. So, the show starts off with a Battle Royal, which is, like, unheard of. Like, every show in the last, 10 years has started with a promo segment, so that's a nice pleasant surprise. Miz cuts a short promo saying that this is for the number one contendership for the Intercontinental Championship, and yeah, here we go. So basically, all the people in the match were basically the jobbers of the tag team division. So you've got the Dudleys, you've got the Ascension, you've got the Usos, you've got some others, and then you've got Baron Corbin, Dolph Ziggler, Apollo Crews, Darren Young with Bob Backlund, and a few others. I can't remember all of them. But yeah, it was a standard battle royal. Not much happened, but one thing I thought was going to happen was an Uso heel turn. One of the Usos threw the other over the top rope, but they just laughed it off and continued as normal. Maybe that could turn into something, but I doubt it will. After all the jobbers had been eliminated, we were left with Dolph Ziggler, Apollo Crews, Alberto Del Rio, Baron Corbin, and Darren Young. Del Rio was knocked through the second rope, so I thought he was just going to lay there until the end of the match and throw the last competitor out, but I was wrong. He came back in almost straight away. Baron Corbin eliminated Dolph Ziggler. Apollo Crews and Baron Corbin, they go out together, leaving Darren Young as your winner. I kind of expected this for his debut match, that he would win. Bob Backlund goes absolutely crazy. What a great moment. Good result. Darren Young's the number one contender for the Intercontinental Championship, and I think that's going to be a really good match at Battleground. Next we have a Stephanie and Shane McMahon promo backstage. They're trying to figure out why Vince McMahon is here tonight. Seth Rollins comes along, says he has some exclusive Roman Reigns footage, and he wants to do a new segment called the Rollins Report. So they accept, Stephanie accepts, and Seth Rollins basically has some footage of Roman Reigns disrespecting the WWE Universe, so we'll see what that entails later on. Next we have a segment with Zack Ryder challenging Rusev for the United States Championship backstage. Sheamus then interrupts and attacks Zack Ryder and says, "We have a match next." So they have a match. It's quite a boring match. Not much really happened. There was one cool drop kick off the apron. Sheamus hits a bro kick for the win. Rusev's music starts playing, so I was like, maybe this was a botch, but Rusev actually comes out and hits the accolade. Well, I say hits it, puts Zack Ryder in the accolade and says, I accept your challenge. So we're going to have a Zack Ryder Rusev United States Championship match. Whatever, yeah. Next we have Breezango versus Lucha Dragons. I was actually pleasantly surprised by this match. It wasn't amazing, but it was a filler match really, but it was a good filler match. Sin Cara did botch a springboard. Well, he didn't botch it. He almost botched a springboard moonsault off the second rope. But then Kalisto botched the springboard off that same rope. So maybe it was slippy, or maybe it was just a coincidence. But then they went for the spot again, and it was a springboard crossbody. It was pretty cool. Breezango actually win, which is a bit of a surprise. The finish was Kalisto having his head kind of stuck in the corner, and Tyler Breeze hitting a sick super kick and getting the pin. Decent match. So now we have the Rollins report. Basically, Rollins has an edited interview with Roman Reigns. It's quite funny. Basically painting Roman Reigns in a bad light. It wasn't a real interview. He just edited previous interviews, and it was pretty funny. Not much to say about it, really. Dean Ambrose comes out then. Seth Rollins tells Dean Ambrose that Dean Ambrose stole the belt off Seth Rollins, and hits a really good promo, cuts a really good promo, I mean. Then Dean Ambrose cuts a really amazing promo saying that if he's gone through a mile of crap to get this championship, he'll go through a mile of crap to retain the championship, and it's just really good. So they decide that they want to do a one-on-one match without Roman Reigns for the title, and eventually this gets announced for next week, so I'm really excited. What was next? Sami Zayn comes out. He's supposed to be doing commentary for the next match, which is Kevin Owens versus Cesaro. Kevin Owens' music hits, and Kevin Owens doesn't come out. Like, what's happening? And then Kevin Owens, being amazing as he usually is backstage talking to the referees, saying, "This is an unsafe working environment. I don't want to be out there while Sami Zayn's out there." So Stephanie McMahon orders the referees to escort Sami Zayn out the ringside area, and Sami Zayn, as he's leaving, crosses paths with Kevin Owens. They get into a bit of a scuffle, but nothing much happens. Kevin Owens gets into the ring, and Cesaro comes out. They have a match. This is probably match of the night. There was so many good spots. I'm going to have to look at the script. Starts off with chain wrestling. Cesaro hits one of those gut-wrench suplexes. That was really cool. Kevin Owens goes out of the ring, and Cesaro hits his front flip thing off the apron. I don't know what that's called. Then Cesaro gets kicked into the timekeeper's area. They bring it back into the ring. Cesaro hits so many uppercuts in this match. It was so cool. I love his uppercuts. Owens goes for the cannonball that he usually goes for. Misses. Cesaro gets out of the way. Owens pokes Cesaro's eyes, then goes for the pop-up powerbomb, but Cesaro leaps over, misses. So Owens misses the pop-up powerbomb and gets a springboard uppercut. Kevin Owens then leaves the ring. So does Cesaro. Takes JBL's hat, runs around the entire ring with JBL's hat on, which was amazing, and hits an uppercut on Kevin Owens. Brings him back in the ring. Goes for a crossbody with the hat on still, and what happens next? Kevin Owens goes for a tornado DDT, but misses. Cesaro holds on to him, puts him back on the top rope, goes for a superplex. Cesaro goes for a superplex, but Owens blocks. Then Owens gets hit with the DDT off the top. Eventually, Owens uses a cool neckbreaker type move to win the match. Cesaro looked really strong in this match. I thought he was going to win, but Owens got the win. It was a really good match. Action-packed, definitely worth checking out. After the match finishes, Sami Zayn jumps out the crowd and attacks Kevin Owens. Owens evades Sami Zayn like the cowardly heel that he's supposed to be, but then Cesaro's behind him, goes for the Cesaro swing. Amazing. Cool moment. What's next? Heath Slater versus Titus O'Neil. Literally nothing happened in this match. Titus gets the win with the Clash of the Titus, his sit-down spine buster thing. So now we have the much anticipated Wyatt versus New Day showdown. To start off with, like a lot of talk has been of WWE copying TNA with the Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy final deletion thing. It wasn't really a copy, I don't think, but they probably got a bit of inspiration from it. What happened? There was lots of weapons. Xavier Woods hides behind the tree, while Bray Wyatt has an axe, hits the tree, then attacks Xavier Woods, and takes him away. So I thought he was going to take him away into like their compound or something, but no, he just brings Xavier back into the fight. Braun Strowman launches himself into a car, smashes the windscreen. Like, there was this weird effect on the screen which made it a bit hard to watch, but there was a bit of action. It wasn't that exciting, really. There was a cool moment at the end where all the Fireflies show up with loads of car headlights shining, and the New Day just kind of staring at it like that, just kind of terrified, and then it just ended like that. So I really want to know what happened to the New Day after that. So maybe they'll continue it, or maybe they'll just scrap it. Okay segment, it's cool, it was unique, I guess. So now we have the Club versus Enzo and Cass. They cut a long, boring promo before their match, just like the Club saying John Cena doesn't care about you, and then Enzo and Cass doing their classic like trash talking. For this match though, the crowd were the loudest they were all night, so it seemed like they were loving it, but just thought it was kind of a standard boring match. It went on too long. The match finishes with AJ Styles throwing Big Cass outside the barrier. Obviously he wasn't allowed to do this, he wasn't in a match, it was just Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson versus Enzo and Cass. So I assume the Club get disqualified. A brawl erupts, and what do you know, John Cena comes out, and he's not supposed to be here tonight because he's rehearsing for some award ceremony or something like that. I actually like Cena now. Like, Cena's absence for his injury made me realise how much I hate Roman Reigns, and how much we've been missing out with John Cena. He's consistently putting on at least 4-star matches. Yeah, good stuff. So next we have Dana Brooke versus Sasha Banks. It was a very back and forth long match for Raw and for a women's match. Sasha hits her knees and gets the bank statement for the win. Not much happened really. It was an alright match, I guess. Charlotte cuts a promo afterwards and challenges Sasha to another match with Dana Brooke on SmackDown, so brilliant. Finally, to end the show, we had Vince and Stephanie and Shane McMahon all in the ring to decide, and Vince was going to decide who's going to be the new commissioner of SmackDown. So Vince tells them both to convince him why they should be the commissioner of SmackDown. Stephanie just attacks Shane, saying he's manipulative, that he talks shit behind Vince's back. Shane then just says he represents change. Pretty much that's it. That's why he should be the commissioner of SmackDown. So Vince ultimately makes the decision to make Shane the commissioner of SmackDown, which I think is the perfect, best for business idea. But Vince isn't finished. He makes Stephanie the commissioner of Raw, and Shane loses his power of Raw. Shane seemed disappointed, but they shouldn't have made it seem like SmackDown was the secondary show, really, because this is going to be, I think SmackDown's going to be the wrestling show, and Raw's going to be the star-studded kind of like big star show, if you get my drift. Each of them will be assigning a general manager to each show next week, which is pretty cool. I have no clue who they're going to choose. So, yeah. So I thought the commissioner idea was going to be basically a new way of saying general manager, but I guess they're going to be higher up than a general manager. It's pretty cool. So Vince basically says he wants them to compete in every level with social media, in ratings, in merchandise sales. So it's going to be a cool story, I think. It might culminate at Survivor Series with the 5-on-5 SmackDown versus Raw match or something like that. I don't know. Vince leaves. Stephanie and Shane kind of have a showdown. Stephanie smacks Shane on the face. She leaves the ring and trips on the stairs. Everyone laughs. That's kind of the end of the show, really. Decent show. Much, 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 much better than the July the 4th show. Yeah, I'd give it a B-, I think. Yeah, wasn't amazing, but it was solid throughout. There weren't any like really bad points. Maybe the Titus O'Neil versus Heath Slater match. That was probably the lowest point of the show. But all in all, pretty good. Nice one. Hope you enjoyed the review. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, so you can keep up to date with everything that we're going to be doing. Up next is NXT and the Cruiserweight Classic. So enjoy.